Hi, this is Mel Lim, Mel's Lake Living Go-To Mel, and I'm with Brian and Sergio, right? And here I am on the waterfront, and I'm just very excited. I'd say that this is one of the finest restaurants in Lake County, and I'm from Napa, so I've been there for 4 years and tried lots of restaurants, and I was so surprised when I saw this. I'm like, this is the one. This is I bet you the nicest restaurant in Lake County. So I came and I contacted Brian, and so Brian and I have been kind of going back and forth. And so today we have the menus in front of us, and we wanted to just kind of just skim the menus. We're going to have to basically ask them, Brian, can you tell us about the restaurant and how you started, and what was your vision? And
yeah, well, it all started 20 years ago when Jill and I, my partner, and I decided to start a winery up here, and we started Soul Rouge Vineyards and Winery.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Took an old walnut orchard in Kelseyville and tried to make the best wine possible. And over the last 20 years, and since 2011, we've had the highest rated wines in all of Lake County. We were the first ones to be on the top 100 list for the top 100 wines in the world, and we were on it a second time last year. Our wine called Moulin Rouge was number 63rd on the list.
yeah,
So the wine's been around for a long time, but we never had a physical place to go and taste the wines. Never had a tasting room. And we wanted to do something different, and we found this beautiful building right here along the waterfront in Lakeport, right adjacent to Library Park. And it was a little bit too big to be just a tasting room.
I'd say so.
So I got my chef of 10 years from down in San Francisco to come up and help me start it. And then Sergio joined us when we opened and headed up the restaurant from there, and really to bring something a little different to Lake County. I love fine dining, and I love beer and wine and cocktails with food, and we wanted to bring that to Lake County. So we opened up on the Waterfront restaurant.
Yeah, and then you opened up when?
It was about a year and a half ago.
Oh, wow. So did you have a yearly celebration, the first year anniversary celebration? Did you have one?
Well, yeah, it was a celebration. It was not a big celebration, but we did have music.
Oh, nice. Well, that's
Yeah.
something, huh? Both of you. Well, so the second year, we'll definitely, I'll prepare it for you guys.
Okay.
Then it'll be better. No, but
We are having
yes.
our 20th anniversary for Soul Rouge, and that's on July 4th.
Okay,
So
I'd like to
we're
come
Yeah,
to
we're
that.
going to have a band and everything outside on our side patio.
Oh, that's great.
This acts as the Soul Rouge tasting room as well, and so Soul Rouge will be doing something out there.
Right.
On the waterfront will still be open on 4th of July. For
Oh,
dinner.
that's nice. And then what hours are those?
Well,
the
right now
event?
we're open 7 days a week, so we're open for dinner every single night. And then on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, we open at 11 and then close at 8:30. So,
Yeah, I had to reread it twice because I'm like, I don't understand this hours, and then I realized like what you were trying to say on the menu. So I was happy that you're telling me that. And then the event itself, what time is the event?
Oh, on the 4th of
Yeah,
July?
that's what I meant.
So
Yeah.
that's a Soul Rouge
Okay, yeah.
celebration, but that'll be, we'll start seating at 5:30.
Okay.
And the band will be on from 6 to 9, and then everybody can walk over and see the fireworks after.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the fireworks. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
neat. So what kind of music is it? Do you remember?
Yeah, so last year we had a number of different bands
Okay.
play here, and there was a band called Beats Working that consistently got a lot of people in. They played a lot of classic rock.
Yeah,
really
that's
got
popular.
people dancing.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the videos on our website, you'll see they got a lot of people up and dancing. And
Were you dancing?
No, I wasn't dancing. I was
Were you
taking
dancing?
pictures.
No, you weren't dancing. He said no.
But no, and so we wanted to have a very lively experience like that. So yeah, we got Beats Working coming back.
Well, I'm so happy. That sounds so great. And the one thing about the restaurant that really drew me in was not only like the photos of the food and the presentation, the plating, the type of food you basically advertise like sustainable food. Did you want to kind of go through the menu, either one of you, and kind of talk about some of the dishes and what people can expect? Obviously,
talk about the sourcing.
Sure.
yeah, go ahead,
And just
Yeah. So
Sergio.
we work with a lot of local farmers and procurers of items. So we work with Shannon Ridge. We used to use their lamb, and we still do for specials. Farino's makes our gluten-free cheesecake, and we source
Okay.
that from them weekly. We use Chase Water olive oil, which you can also get here. And we use Six Sigma ground beef, which is pasture raised as well. So we try to keep a lot of the ingredients that we get as local as possible.
Right.
It's important to support our local economy and to just show the bounty of Lake County. Like, this place has so much to offer, and for me, it's important to be able to use what I can from the land here, just for the authenticity of it, and it's my passion. It is my passion. At the end of the day, I love what I do, and it's important to me that I know where the things I get come from.
No, that's great. And so, can you tell us a little bit about just your background as being a chef, how you got into it, and where you've worked and where you come from?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Texas. We moved, my wife and I, out here in 2018. I had been cooking since I was 16 years old. Professional, not, I wouldn't say professionally, but for me, it was an early start. The kitchen was kind of like my home. It's where I found the people that I identified with the most. So naturally, I wanted to spend more time there. And as I spent more time in the kitchen, I was able to learn more about operations and cooking and different cuisines. And that interested me. Like, I wasn't ever really too into school, but I was always into cooking. So I just completely dove into that.
Do you have any chefs that you want to not necessarily, but look up to, emulate, and?
Yeah, my good friend Alex Ochoa, he was my mentor from the beginning. He tried to get me to go to the Culinary Institute in San Antonio, and I thought about it. I don't have any kind of training in the sense that I didn't go to school to be a chef.
Yeah.
I just worked on the line.
That's great.
That's how I learned.
And sometimes the best chefs are people that don't follow certain menus and that. Like, I never follow a recipe. I never follow a recipe. People think that's kind of strange because I'm like, let's just put this and this and this together, and as long as it tastes good and people really like it, I think that's key.
Absolutely.
You either have it or don't have it. It's a little bit innate, that some of the creations that people make.
For sure.
What are your favorite type of the items here on the menu? What are some of your favorites that you like, and then maybe favorites of you notice that people order, since you know what people are ordering?
For sure. So we just recently had a menu change where we brought back some of our old favorites. Our Korean gochujang chicken lettuce wraps are super good. It's diced chicken thigh. We marinate that with gochujang, which is like a fermented chili paste. We mix that with soy sauce, lime juice, brown sugar, and just make this really solid marinade.
That's nice.
For it.
I'm looking forward to that. I've actually, being Asian, I'm Chinese, but I've never had that. So I was like, okay, let's just see if they're just pretending or no. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no.
Or it's authentic, but yes.
I mean, some people, will pretend, but we like to try to respect, everybody's background and just try to hold up that authenticity.
Okay.
One of the things that we wanted to do was to bring a global sense to our food. So
I noticed
our
that.
food, you might notice, is globally influenced. We're not just Italian. We're not just French. We're not just Indian. We
And that's
take
us-
things from all over the world and bring them into our dishes. And some of them are more authentic. Some of them are more fusion.
Yep.
That is nice, and I like that. Then that's exactly what I noticed. So, yeah, okay. And what else? What are the things you want to talk about?
I'll tell you my favorite thing on here at the moment is going to be the smoked brisket.
Yes. Okay.
It's
How do you do that?
It's my favorite. So for one, the brisket has to get smoked for 12 hours.
Okay.
Right. So we start those at nighttime at 9 o'clock. They go overnight. We wrap them up early in the morning and we finish them off.
Okay.
Then what we do is we make these arepas, which are essentially it's a patty made from corn masa that's fried.
Okay.
Right. So we make those from scratch as well. It's just corn masa, salt, and a little rice flour. We form the patties, we fry them, and then we cut the brisket up, portion it on top of the arepas, finish them with avocado crema and a corn and poblano relish that we also
Okay.
make here.
Okay, great.
Everything's made here for the most part.
Yeah. No, which is really good.
We try to keep it as much from scratch as possible.
So, do you have a lot of people? Maybe you can address this. Like, come in and like they'll look at the menu, they look at like this, and they're like, "Well, I've never had that, but can you tell me more about why I'd choose it?" Like they're like kind of on the fence about it.
Yeah.
Then do you like? I'm sure your servers are
I
pretty
think-
good at.
Yeah, that's part of the whole experience here. Is we're a restaurant, but what we want to deliver is being a full service fine dining restaurant. We want to deliver an experience. So if you want to just go and grab a burger, there's a lot of places around here
sure.
to grab a burger. If you want something that's going to be very unique, interesting, which you can't find someplace else, including burgers, you would come here. And that's one of the things that we wanted to do, is to deliver a menu that's different than the others in Lake County. Sometimes it looks a little different, but a lot of these things, they'll still have chicken, still
Right.
have steak, and we're seafood is another one.
That's really key. Yeah.
We were
for-
voted by Lake and Mendocino County the second best seafood restaurant in Lake and Mendocino County.
That's
And,
impressive, yeah.
and so it'll still be salmon. It'll just be done a different way. It'll still be halibut, just done a different way.
Yeah.
Oftentimes done in a way that's bringing on some sort of the ethnic or global influence.
And it's very unique too, and I'd say that's a nice thing, and not your basic like grilled salmon with vegetables. I mean more than that, and I noticed that even with like the type of seasonings you use, the type of sauces, they're very unique and different.
House-made too.
House-made, yeah, like drier, but not dry. I mean more like not sauce like gravy type sauce. Like
sure.
that's not how you do things, and that's good because people are trying to eat healthy. It's kind of more California food, but California food with a twist, meaning like with the ethnic twist to it. So which is the global influence, which is key. And actually, I got a list for you to try to make these things. So like as I was looking at my list, people started laughing at my list because they're like, "Oh, I don't know about all that," like lamb chops. I know that's pretty basic, but for me, I try to find mint sauce around here. I can't find mint sauce to
Some mint jelly.
yeah, mint jelly, and I'm like, this is not really mint sauce. I'm like, how do you get that? And then let's see what else. Just like scallops with bacon, and like beef Wellington and salmon pastry, and this like all this like coq au vin, like crispy duck with like a orange juice or whatever they call it.
More traditional dishes.
Yeah, so like people are like, oh, you like very or like swordfish and sea bass, but really with fruit and that. People are like, yeah, you kind of go off that way, and I go, well, because in Napa we're used to that, so it's like, and I'm sure you've eaten like that kind of food. So yeah, that's my challenge to you. But anyway, over the list of menus. So I see that you have. I mean, obviously you have. This must be standard. Your Waterfront local burger.
Yes.
So when especially you have kids, kids are a little bit less adventurous, so parents kind of choose for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also sourced as much as we can locally. We use all Six Sigma beef here. We get a delivery from Six Sigma, every week, and they deliver the burgers or the meat that we use for the burgers, and it's been a great partnership. We try to do as much as we can locally to produce local sustainable cuisine.
Yes.
And that's really part of our goal, is to really produce local sustainable cuisine. And the other goal is the same goal that we had with the wine, which was to showcase the greatness of Lake County through wine.
Right.
We're trying to do the same thing here, showcase the greatness of Lake County through food, wine, and experience.
Right.
For this to really
Yes.
be a showcase, not only showcasing, just the food that we create, but also where the food comes from. Here in Lake County, that Lake County can really produce, great world-class food.
So now what is Wagyu beef? Like everyone talks about Wagyu beef and I'm like, I don't know what that is. So can you tell us for those like the certain cuts of beef that people are like, oh my gosh, you have to try it.
Yeah, Wagyu is a type of beef that's produced all over the world, specifically Japan. There's American and Australian Wagyu as well, but essentially it has a higher fat content to the meat, making it very flavorful and beefy. I have never had the pleasure of trying it. It is very expensive.
How much is it a pound? Like $50 a pound?
So you're looking at I saw it at a restaurant and a 4-ounce serving was like $110.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a quarter of a pound.
Oh my god, that's a little bit too much.
Like,
well,
very, very minimal. It's
but
just,
then there's another type of Kobe beef. Is that's more? I mean, that's more plentiful.
That's more higher end.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, see, I need to know my beefs. Okay,
Yeah.
so last night, you had steak.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell us about that night? I actually wanted to say, do you have any left over? Because I'd like some today, but I don't know what happened.
Well, we had our steakhouse Saturdays, and we're trying to do something unique and different every day. And we found that a lot of people loved our steaks. Our steaks have been definitely one of the most popular items since we've had them on the menu and as a chef's edition. So we decided, let's make a night and just showcase steaks. And we put together, I guess, really, I should let Sergio, because he's the one
Okay,
who's
yeah.
there to talk about it.
So you have this one here, the grilled
The
tremula bistro steak, and how is that done, and what other ones do you have?
So for our steak night, we offer 3 different cuts of beef. Right?
Okay.
We offer the New York strip, the ribeye, and the tremula. Our ribeye is 16 ounces, our New York strip is 14, and our
Bistro steak.
bistro steak is 10 ounces. So for that, basically we're letting the customer pick, do they want to add mushrooms or caramelized onions or gorgonzola cheese crumbles, right? Demi-glaze, and then we're just serving that with garlic mashed potatoes and seasonal vegetables.
Oh, nice.
So
You can
it's
also get loaded mashed potatoes.
for sure. You
Oh
can
my
add
gosh.
cheese and bacon to that, and basically customize your experience however you'd like. And at the end of the day, I think it creates the opportunity for somebody who wants to spend $30 on a steak to upwards of like $50 on a steak. It all depends on how you want it, but it's accessible to everybody.
Well, that's what I was going to say, and I mean, you're just looking at the menu, and I'll discuss that with you guys later about the prices, because I know it's hard to see here with you doing that, but I'd have to say, looking at the menu is very accessible, very reasonable, and I think that's nice because people have, 4 people come and eat, and they're not wanting to spend like $500 for 4 people, but if they can spend $250 or what have you, it's doable. Of course, not everyone can do it every day, but it's something that people, they come to a place like this because they're celebrating something. I mean, this is key. We're talking about Mother's Day. We're talking about graduations and Father's Day and all of that. And I'm sure you know that, seen that over the years.
Yeah,
right?
but we also want to be a restaurant that's accessible to everyone. We did do I think a fairly nice job on the decor here, and it does look a little fancy, but that doesn't mean it has to be pricey.
Right.
We're priced pretty much the same as most of the restaurants that do fine dining, and less than some of them that are in Kelseyville and
Right.
Cobb.
Yeah, where they can
like
see
our
how-
steak night, we started at $30, and then the top cut was $38.
Right.
A lot of the steakhouses, you won't even find a steak less than $40.
Yeah.
So we want to make this approachable to everybody because we want people to be able to have this experience.
Right.
And feel like, okay, I don't have to spend a lot of money to get a fine dining experience. And it's partly that way because we want to showcase Lake County.
Yeah.
We want this to be Lake County's restaurant. We want this to be the restaurant that people say when they have friends come into Lake County, we need to take you on the waterfront. And that's what we're trying to build here.
Yeah, you're doing great. I mean, the advertising has just been wonderful. Like I said, I just love the fact that you're doing more than just kind of doing more than what you had before. So you have something to show us about certain events that you have that's coming
Yeah,
up.
so
So tell us about this,
so
Brian.
we have something unique happening every single night of the week.
Oh wow.
So we're open 7 days a week for dinner, and Mondays is Mystery Wine Monday.
Okay.
We have 75 different wines here. We have the largest wine list in Lake County. And it takes, not everything is open to taste. So this is a way for people to come down and taste something that isn't normally open.
And they don't know what it is.
And they don't know what it is. The nice thing is we only charge $10 a glass,
Okay.
but some of the wines here are worth up to the retail price. We don't mark up our wines at all.
Oh, wow.
Our wines
That's
wines
impressive.
Are at the same price that the wineries have,
Right.
for our wine club members, and they're $250 bottles of wine.
Right. Right.
So you can come down on a Monday, try a wine, and it might be a couple $100 wine, and you only pay $10 a glass. Plus, you're able to take wine home at that bottle at 25% discount.
Oh, wow, that's
for
kinda
those
neat.
people that love wine, and there are a few of them in Lake County, it's the place to be. Come down every Monday and try a different wine. We also have Tuesday night, which is family night. So family night is important. We're all about bringing the community in here. So we offer family night, and we have 4 different dinners that we have for kids that are discounted to $5. For a full dinner, which is actually cheaper than if you go to fast food.
I know, that is amazing. I
And-
did see that, and I was
and-
like, oh, I wish I had kids.
Yeah, exactly. And then the parents still get to dine in a nice atmosphere, and the kids, we have coloring
Pages.
Pages and stuff, yeah.
and the kids have a good time, and they're able to eat, and the whole family's able to have a great experience. Then we have Wednesdays Unplugged, and that is acoustic music on
nice.
Wednesdays here in the restaurant. We've partnered with a number of different local musicians, and you'll see everybody from Austin and Owens to we're having Equinox is going to be here this Wednesday, and just to provide music on Wednesdays, because nobody really does that.
I think that's so great. And I have to say, I mean, even being open every day is like amazing, because in Lake County, I just have not understood when I looked at someone's hours, and I'm like, why are they only open Thursday through Sunday? Like, not just restaurants, but thrift stores. And it kind of puts a damper on things, because it almost seems like we're saying we rely only on tourists. That's why we're only open Thursday to Sunday. But I think that's the wrong approach. I think everyone should be open as much as they can to embrace people locally who would actually
People
come.
do that as much as they can. Some of it's staffing, the availability of workers,
Yeah.
and that. But we really wanted to make sure that we could provide a dining experience every single night. And for instance, going down to
the date night.
The date night.
Okay.
So we have date night Thursdays. That has been really popular since we launched it. We provide a 3-course dinner for only $30. So love does not have to be expensive in Lake County. So
It's $30 a person?
$30 a person.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
For a full 3-course menu.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah.
So we want people to have a good experience. They have an individual appetizer, super salad, and then an entree that the chef prepares. This last week was pork chop. Yep. Right?
Pork chop.
Yeah, I saw that.
Peach
Well, I
chutney.
may have to come by myself, but anyway.
And then obviously fish fry Fridays. We have fish and chips
Okay.
every single Friday. They're beer battered. He uses the Firestone 805 beer for the batter, and we produce it right here with the fish and chips, which is only $20.
It's so nice.
Steakhouse Saturdays we've talked about already.
Yes.
And then today, which is our Sunday brunch and brisket, we serve
Brunch?
Brunch. And we
Is
have
that new?
A separate brunch menu. No, we've had a brunch for a little while. We
Is that
took
like-
it off for a little bit. Right?
Started again in March.
Started again in March, yeah.
Okay, and so what are the hours for that brunch?
11 to 2
Okay,
for brunch.
that's what I thought.
And then
Okay.
we have brisket all day long.
Yep.
Oh, wow. What have you run out though?
Well,
Do you
when
run
we
out? Yeah.
But we also have brisket on the menu. You know,
Like on a consistent
on a regular-
basis.
For sure.
So now, why don't you tell everyone about this actual seasonal menu?
Right. So initially, I was really interested in Mediterranean flavors.
Yes.
Right. For me, it's something I see, just other markets doing, and I think it's good to take that approach. It's whole food, it's whole ingredients, it's healthy.
Yes.
It's good for you, and so like something that's important to me is, making sure that what we put into our bodies helps us get through our day. It's not just about putting a bunch of sauces on something and making
Yeah.
it look cool. Like it's bigger than that to me. Like I could eat any of these meals and know that it's going to sustain my energy for the day. And then, we have things like achote grilled salmon, which just go back to my parents are from Mexico. I am deeply influenced by those flavors. So you'll see a lot of like Latin influence throughout this menu.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Which is great. I mean, I just like. Well, it was funny because I don't know who posted it. Who said, "What is this? The peaches and cream?"
Yeah.
And I thought of scallop. I'm like, "This is scallop," and it's something else. I was like, because I love scallops, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, I was like, "Oh, okay." Let me see if I have any questions about
that's one
any
of
of the
our
ones.
newest. That's one of our seasonal things, peaches and cream, and it's been very, very popular.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, with peaches being in season, it was a no-brainer. Like that's something that we like to do here is just to pay attention to the season. So when we change our menu, we might lose some vegetables that are not available anymore because that's just what the season
Right.
is.
No, that's true. Okay,
Like,
that makes
we're
sense.
not going to put tomatoes on your sandwich in the middle of December. We wouldn't do that.
So, like the chicken skillet and the shrimp portofino, what is that paired with? Like, it looks like that's falafel, right? And then this one is it pasta?
Yeah, so the shrimp
Capellini?
portofino is a pasta.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we saute some shrimp and we make a lemon butter white wine sauce to order.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Really good garlic, angel hair pasta.
Okay.
it's
Okay, that's
actually one of his signature dishes.
okay. So
Yeah.
it is. So because I mean, I'm just looking and like if I was someone looking at the menu, I would ask like, oh, what is that? And then for the shawarma, I guess chicken skillet, what's in there?
So this is going to be 2 chicken thighs.
Okay.
We roast some bell peppers and onions and serve that on a hot skillet. We serve it with falafel, some tahini sauce, a
It's very
turmeric
different.
rice.
Okay,
There's-
rice. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess I didn't see that, and I see a pita, so I was like, all.
and pita.
Oh,
yeah.
both. Okay, so
it's
that's
a whole like for me that's like a whole experience right there, right? Like
Right,
enjoying
right.
shawarma with pita and falafel.
I wouldn't know, but I mean, that's probably something I'd want to try.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, I've traveled, to all the southern states in America, and I've tried food from all over. I've traveled to Mexico and been fortunate enough to be able to be influenced by all of these other cultures and flavors. So that's kind of where I get it from. I can tell you, most of these dishes will take me back to like a core memory.
Okay,
Right?
that's
Like-
interesting. That's good.
Like,
That's
at
nice.
the end of the day, like all these are personal to me in the sense that it reminds me of something or a certain point in my life.
Now, this is interesting. I've never tried that, but I would assume that like people would like the verde bruschetta gnocchi. Mm-hmm. And so, can you tell us about that?
Sure. We make a ricotta gnocchi in house. We strain some ricotta, add some flour and egg yolks to it, roll those out.
Fresh pasta.
Yeah.
We make fresh pasta.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
It is hard to do, and it's hard to be consistent. So that goes to say my kitchen is really good at what they do. They take a lot of pride in.
And you have to make it same day, right? I mean, it's not something. I don't think it's pasta you can make and then just keep. It
You
doesn't
can.
seem to do that because it sticks together, right? So you
Correct.
have to like, okay. Oh, that's neat.
Correct. The verde is just a basil pesto that we make here in house. We top it with tomato bruschetta using heirloom tomatoes, and we finish that with a balsamic drizzle.
Yeah, I see that the balsamic reduction. Yeah, that's neat.
So
Kind
we,
of.
Yeah, truffle fries. Okay. Anyway.
yeah, so we've tried to make a menu that's diverse and interesting, and
Yeah.
that's also healthy. And we just found out, what was it, yesterday? Or the day before? I think it was Friday. We
Uh-huh.
found out that we have officially become Lakeport's first Blue Zone restaurant.
That is so cool.
So we are part of the whole Blue Zone project. You will see that explained on our menu about Blue Zones, and it's just a way of eating healthy and to live longer. And there's different areas in the world that people have lived longer, and one of the ways that they accomplished that was by eating a certain way.
Yeah.
So we support that whole Blue Zone.
That is so cool. Yeah, I went to Stein and Wine, and they said they are now partnered with Blue Zone too. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, "What is that?" I didn't know what to say, but I didn't say anything. I was like, "Okay, that sounds good."
No, and that's great. You know, they have items on your menu that conform with what this organization feels are healthy things that will help you live longer.
That is really neat. Well, okay. I made you guys something. I posted on Facebook. Okay, so I'm not an artist, but I decided to try to replicate your logo.
Oh, okay.
So this for you guys, and
Well,
if you
thank
could hold
you.
it, so it's very inexpensive. But I think I'm an artist, but I'm not. But this is on the waterfront. Here's the logo. I kind of used stickers to make the words because I cannot write those. So, but anyway, so it's for you. You guys put
well,
it
thank you
hang in the
very
back in the office. It's
That's very
fine.
thoughtful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so it's just for you guys. You can put it later.
And, did you want to go and prepare? A few
Yes.
things for
I'm so hungry, and I'm very, very adventurous. So I would really like a flight of food with it really shows just your unique style, your authentic cuisine. So I'm more than happy to let you go to
try a few different things.
yeah,
great.
including dessert. Okay, please don't forget dessert.
You got it.
Okay.
And bread and it'll be so full. So tell us, we're closing off with the interview for this part, and then we'll do another section, but a little about anything else that you would like everyone else to know, maybe what's coming up, what you're looking forward to.
I think we're really happy, proud to be here in Lake County with our winery. It's been 20 years, and we really tried to make the best wine possible, and some of the greatest wine in the world we've been able to make. And we kind of feel like the restaurant's the next transition, and it's now outside of my care because I just make the wine. But we've partnered with
Well, of course,
great
yeah.
people like
Yeah.
Sergio, and been able to bring the greatness of Lake County into a food and wine experience.
Right. It was just like, being like a connoisseur of food. I wouldn't say necessarily I am, but I know what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
And I think it was just key. I mean, you guys' restaurant and the way you present yourselves and the ads or the advertising and the social media was just key for me, that I wanted to come here, experience it, and see what it's like. So yeah, I really like, and I just want to pan really quick, and I will take pictures later, but I just, since there's no one here, I just wanted to show you the vast,
That's why we chose this time.
very nice and light. I know you try to stick me when there's no one here. No, just kidding. And look at that chandelier. Can you tell us about these bottle chandelier? Is there a specific artist about that?
There's different pieces of art
Okay.
here, and they were all made here in Lake County by people from Lake County. We have our bottle wall, which has wine bottles with lights behind it.
Okay, yes.
And that was custom made
Okay.
for us. We have the wine diamond bins behind me that also act as a storage for our
Oh, yeah.
wine.
Yeah, I love that.
And that was all made here in Kelseyville, and it was all made from what they call, I think it's black pine. It's
Oh,
the
black pine.
It's the pine that went through the fire. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Because
so
I
this
thought
is-
I thought it was cedar because it kind of looks like it's cedar,
so this
but
is
no.
all Lake County wood here that made this.
Yes.
Our tables are custom made as well. We have a little bit wider table than normal.
Yeah, I like
because,
that.
We do want more space for people to enjoy and share the food. And
It's kind of like modern mid-century, where they took something that appears to be more classic, but in a more modern and also comfortable with the leather seating that yeah, people can enjoy.
And then the chandelier. Well, that's quite an interesting one. So I found the chandelier in a store in New York or New Jersey. That it was quite impressive, and the artist was from Australia.
Nice.
So we had the artist from here in Kelseyville contacted the artist from Australia,
Oh.
and he shared the design with us.
No way.
And so it's not as large because our space isn't as large as the store as the original one, but it's based upon that same concept. And yeah, it's
really
a
neat.
really unique wine bottle chandelier.
That's neat.
And then over our bars, we also have our own wine bottles, Sol Rouge wine bottle lights with our bar. In all of our bar area, that was all custom built by folks here in Kelseyville, in Cobb.
Yeah, that is really neat, and I like the granite that you chose on the top there of the bar. And can you tell me? I'm very interested. I've been looking at this ever since I've come in a few times. Can you? At first, I thought, what is this, a map or like what is it? So, can you tell us about this?
We call this area in the back. This is our area where we do larger parties.
Right.
So we keep this, separate just for larger parties, and we call this our gallery area. And it's because we have an art gallery here, and we have different artists that come and show their art
right,
here.
yeah.
And when we have a new artist,
I gotta
we
get painting.
always have an artist reception, typically on a Saturday or Sunday. And the artist will come talk about all of their art, and then you're able to also dine with the artist afterwards.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Right now, Nathan's, Nathan DeHart's artwork is up here. But we do rotate these. We're trying to do it about seasonally.
That's
right
nice.
now. And we've got a number of local artists here, like Nathan, that are ready to showcase their art.
That is so neat. Yeah, I actually want to do that. So
Yeah,
I
we're
love
also part of the second Saturday of the month. They have
Yes,
an
the
art
artwork.
walk here
Yeah.
in Lakeport. So there's a lot of different a few different places that have art here, and you can walk from one to the other.
Yeah, no,
to
that
see
is
all the
neat.
art. And all of this art is for sale. So you haven't. We don't have some of the pieces up here because they were sold. He's got other pieces, but we have very impressive pieces that people.
Yeah, there's a lot lined up here on the wainscoting, and then also down in the hall towards the restrooms, we have some nice, fine pictures,
Yes.
photographs, and from Nathan. That is
Yeah.
really beautiful, and I like how you did the lights too. By the way, it's very soft and very inviting. It basically kind of gives it a nice glow to the area, along with these beautiful curtain type sheer drapes that go straight.
That separates our gallery space from our regular.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That
And then we
does.
have our outside seating, of course. And,
It's the outside seating's great.
That was the first parklet built in Lakeport.
Oh really?
And now we have another parklet out on Main Street with our friends from the Gaslight also have one. So
Yeah.
these are great ways for people to enjoy outside from our parklet. You have a great view of the lake, and it's been a great addition. Tends to be pretty crowded for brunch and times like that. But if you do want to reserve outside, you can always give us a call. Make a reservation and let us know that you want.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, because I noticed you take reservations for a lot of your things, and that's kind of neat.
And we, especially for the larger parties, we've kind of become the place to come for birthdays, anniversaries, things like that, because we can accommodate large parties.
How many can you seat in a large party with these three
In
tables?
the gallery section, we can seat up to 40 people.
Okay, that's great.
And
Yeah.
then anything beyond that would be a restaurant buyout. But
That's interesting concept. I didn't even think about it, but yeah, that's true.
We just did an event for Cal Cities for the city of Lakeport, and they brought a number of people in from all these other California cities
Oh, wow.
to showcase Lakeport. and we entertain them here in the gallery section.
Right.
And it's something that we still, our restaurant is still open at that point in time, but we can accommodate large parties as well.
So I have two questions. One is so do you have a wine club then with your wine?
We do.
And that's
have,
something you've had pretty much the whole time you've
Yeah, we have a
sold
we
wine
have
over 20 years.
Our first club is just a rewards club.
Okay, how does that work?
It's dining rewards club, and that's free. So you could sign up for our dining rewards club, and when you sign up there, you every time you dine here, you get points.
Okay.
Those points can be redeemed for different things, whether it's a dessert, or whether it's dollars off your meal, and that is free for everybody to.
That's neat.
To be part of. And then there's our wine club, and our wine club we have 3 different levels. We have a 1 bottle, a 2 bottle, and a 3 bottle wine
That's
club.
nice.
So
you're not committed to like a 6-bottle box like other people.
and it's something that is geared more towards the experience of coming in here. We change our wine tasting every month. We have new wine on the list. So as a wine member, you get a free tasting for 2 and every month, and you come down, do the tasting, and then you can dine. And if you're a 1 bottle member, you're probably going to get a bottle of wine for dinner anyways.
Yeah.
So you might as well save the money on that. And so you get a discount on that. And our menu shows all of our discounts on our wine here. We don't mark up our wine from what the winery sells it for.
Right.
That's a big difference between other restaurants. We sell our wine for the same price that the winery sells it
And that's
for
key, yeah.
to our wine club members. And so that's a great benefit. If you come here and you eat, you're not going to be paying a lot for wine. You're going to be paying the same thing that you would if you brought the bottle.
Well, that's great incentive. Totally stops having to deal with the whole cork fee or. And then also, my question is, do you do catering, or are you thinking about doing catering? What scope of catering do you do? Full service catering?
Yeah, we do everything. We've done catering for different events here at the yacht club.
Okay.
And we've done a number of caterings for fishing tournaments.
Oh yeah.
With people
catfish tournament.
after they do their
Bass
fish and their
tournament.
weigh-in
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. Then we do the meal for them. To where we'll do full on catering at different wineries and other places here in the county. So
that's really impressive.
I
That's
think,
nice.
Sergio's doing an event for Six Sigma in August, and we're also going to have Six Sigma Winery coming here in August doing a winemaking dinner.
Oh gosh, I have so many places to go. No. So as far as do you remember a catering gig that you did was like a maximum capacity of like 200 people, or I'm not sure what you.
I mean, so Sergio is our
Right.
chef
Right.
de cuisine here, and the other chef that we work with is the one that I told you I've worked with for 10 years
Yes,
down in
yes,
San Francisco, and that's Saroon Kao.
Okay.
And Saroon has done catering. I mean, he used to do at least 40 or 50 weddings a year for
Oh my
us.
God.
He would do.
That's like one a week.
Yeah, we would have a lot of.
There's weddings every month. No, I'm just kidding.
When we had the winery down in San Francisco, so it was quite the place for events. And that he did catering for large corporate events. I think the largest probably was around 400 people.
That's large, yeah.
But I know he's done larger events.
That's just amazing you can cope with. And then there's probably like a lot of ocean view there, right? Like ocean view events because of the backdrops, like at some of those golf clubs especially.
Yeah, well,
There's some.
We were in San Francisco along the waterfront.
Yeah, right, of course. Right.
So Saroon still works with us. And,
Okay.
in both of both Sergio and Saroon.
Right, yeah.
Saroon is
It's like on call.
yeah, he's a catering genius. So,
He's a guru.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
when we
so-
get to the bigger events, we call on Saroon, and he brings his whole team.
So we didn't really talk about desserts because I kind of told him to leave, but can you tell us? I'm a dessert freak, so
You're a dessert
you
freak,
got
okay.
tiramisu. Have you done like flan or
Yeah,
stuff
so
like that?
well, it all starts with the classic apple pie, which
Okay.
is apple pie that we bake here.
Right.
So
crust
people,
everything.
sometimes we're sold out. That's because
Huh?
we've sold everything that we've baked. But at least you're getting a fresh baked pie.
Oh, I see.
And that's been very, very popular with us. The tiramisu we brought back. Just brought back.
You can't just
recently.
not have tiramisu.
We had people, yeah, we started with tiramisu when we first opened. People loved it. We swapped things out, and we had so many people wanting it back that we did bring it back. We also have probably the most popular dessert right now on our menu is our new lemon raspberry swirl cheesecake.
I could see that.
From Ferrigno's Bakery. So
okay.
right up the street, half a block, is Ferrigno's Bakery. They do Italian bakery, and they do everything classic Italian. I mean, she gets all sources her stuff from Italy.
Oh my gosh.
She's a master baker, and we've been very blessed to have her as part of our
That is
team,
nice.
part of our extended team here to deliver fresh Lake County made desserts.
Now, so with the lemon, is there any lemon zest in it, or is it the lemon is kind of
In the swirl,
in the swirl? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's got it the lemon and raspberry kind of swirl in the cheesecake, and then the last one is the flourless chocolate torte. Both the cheesecake and the flourless chocolate torte are gluten free.
That's nice to know.
We
need
have, I think last time I counted, we had 19 different items on our menu that were gluten free.
I always ask
So,
that. I'm glad you pointed that out.
It's,
Yeah.
it's something that's important to us to be able to deliver food to people that have certain needs.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's gluten free or vegetarian, vegan, we have a number of different
So
dishes.
you don't make your bread homemade here, do you, or do you use a supplier for the bread?
And so we use a supplier.
Is that one of these?
But we do bake our bread here.
Oh, I
So,
see. Okay.
Yeah, we don't make the bread, but we do bake our bread.
Right. That makes sense. No, I totally understand that. Okay. Well, that's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, at some point in time, I mean, we might be large enough to have a pastry chef.
Yes,
but
no, I
think
understand
for,
that,
For
but
right
yeah.
now, we try to partner with the local people who are doing a fantastic job here in Lake County, like Ferrigno's.
That is great. So I'm going to close off and say that what would be nice, I think, because I enjoy just the restaurant in itself, is if there's any events, if somehow you could let me know that if you'd like for me to video it for people to actually know what it's like to actually come in and actually talk about it, not just do this, because I do more than that. I come in and I say, like, here I am and on the waterfront, smell them, and basically so that people come to the following events.
Yeah.
So I would love to do that for you.
We can definitely get you
on a schedule or something
on
like
a
that.
schedule sometime for our Wednesdays Unplugged, when we have the music in here, and maybe some of our wine, dinners and so
things
forth.
like that. I worked
Wine
at
club.
I worked at a winery, Fairwind Estates. It's actually in Calistoga, and so I learned just a little bit. And I'll tell you my story about pouring wine. It was horrible. It was the first time I poured wine. I've never poured wine in my life. They said, we need you. They threw me out there, and it was a bunch of techie people from South Bay, from San Jose. I thought, this is going to be disastrous. It was so disastrous because I didn't have the wine bottle splash guard thing.
Oh, okay.
So here I am, and this is the bottle, and I was like, and I was all over the table. It was on the white, tablecloths, and I kept telling people, I'm so sorry. And they, I wasn't drunk at all, but I was like, it was so bad. I thought, but then I did it second time, and I was fine. But the first time, I was like,
Well,
I need that splash guard. I can't do it.
I kind of feel for you. I'm a winemaker.
There's like
not
200
not
people.
A sommelier.
Yeah, I know.
So when I pour wine for people, it's not always elegant either.
I know, it's kind of embarrassing. Like, oh my gosh! And then they have all those what do you call those things where you put the wine in, you swirl them, the decanters?
Decanters, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like, I had to learn all this stuff, and when I talked to the winemakers, they laughed at me because I kept saying, "What are we doing today?" Because they would tell us the process, like, "Oh, we're like taking out oxygen," or like they would say, you know, each
Yeah.
step because I, you know, was in the cave, so they have all the different things, and they kept laughing at me because I kept saying like, well, "I don't know what you're doing," just like they would just kind of tell me, "Go, oh, yeah, she heard what we said," but you know, like,
Yeah.
but it's enjoyable, definitely. Do you have any nice like I like Moscato, like really sweet wine. Do you have any
We do
dessert
have some
wine?
sweet wine.
I would like to
We
try
don't
just
have
very
a-
little bit, but
We
I
don't
don't
have
know.
a Moscato.
Do you have
we
something
a,
that's-
We have a couple different sweet wines. We have a sweet Sauvignon, Sauvignon Blanc, that's sweet,
Okay.
that I can...
Yeah, I just poured.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
give
be
you a
great.
little
Yeah.
taste of.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, I appreciate it, and so we're gonna come back when the food comes out and
Okay.
show everyone what it is. So I
Sounds
appreciate it.
good.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay.